Hey, geniuses. I'm so excited that you are starting your first draft with zero point 0.6 here. And I just want to talk you through what I want you to do for 0.6. So you're going to write your first draft and you're going to complete some peer response work. So let me just explain how I want you to do that. You are going to open this document in Schoology called 0.6, your first draft and peer response work. And there's some directions here. You're watching this video. You're going to type your first draft below, and you are going to at least have 100 words. You should, though, have more. Try to write the whole thing. 400 to 700 words. You're aspired to do, you're going to get as close to 500 words as possible. All right. Then you're going to complete the peer response work at the end of the document and then finally submit this bad boy. For this one, I want to give you guys 20 points. So all the other mastery checks have been 10 points. This one is going to be worth 20 points. Okay. A reminder of the criteria for the final draft is included there. I feel like I've read it through enough times. You can read it on your own. If you're going to go with a prompt from the general app or the common app, type it here. Or if you've got a prompt from a particular college that, is specific, include it here. Otherwise, everyone's going to respond to this general prompt. Okay? All right, then this is where your first draft goes. So you can type it up here using the work you did in your packet using Mastery Check 0.4. Or maybe you've been typing it in another document. You can paste it right here. After you've done that, I want you to share this with somebody else. Now, I've said complete with a peer or someone else who you trust to give you good feedback. So part of your assessment is going to be on whether you got some feedback or not. So choose wisely. I think the smartest thing to do is reciprocity. And what I mean by that is, hey, you fill mine out, I'll fill out yours. We will be reciprocal. And so that way you help each other out. But if you want to go with someone who's not a classmate, somebody else, maybe an older brother or sister, or someone who has some writing experience, a parent, anybody else, that's fine with me. It does not have to be somebody from this class. Okay, but the first thing to do is to read your essay again to yourself and then answer these questions. What's something you like about your own essay? Try to be specific. Maybe you really like the opening. Maybe you've used some specific active verbs and adjectives that you think work really well. Maybe you've used an allusion or an analogy that you think is really effective, some dialogue. And then what would you like some help with? What do you think still could use some improvement? All right, so you're going to fill out those two boxes. And then you're going to stop and share your essay with a classmate. Now, if you want to just hand them over your Chromebook, that's fine. However you want to go about getting their answers in these boxes, I don't care. All right? I trust that you'll be able to figure out how to do that. That works the best for you and your classmate. So the responder is going to read the essay, and this is key if you are a responder. I want you to avoid making corrections. That's the first thing we want to do as when we're reading someone else's essay. We want to be like, oh, you didn't say this quite right, or this word needs to be fixed, or something like that. And I want you to actually take a step back, and instead of thinking about those little nitpicky things, conventions, errors, spelling, grammar, punctuation, I want you to think about bigger things like the opening, the middle, the showing instead of telling, the ending, stuff like that. So then you're going to read the answers to the questions that the writer responded to above, and then you'll answer the questions below. So the first one is, hey, what do you think about what they said for number 1 and 2 above? So I'm talking about this right here. Respond to that. And then just answer the questions. Yes or no is fine for number 4. For number 5, what works the best? What do you think is the most effective part of their essay? 6 is commenting on the author's voice. This is the idea that the real person is coming through the writing and it doesn't sound too formal or robotic. 7 is how unforgettable is the opening? 8, how about the ending? Is it provocative? Does it provoke the reader to think something? 9, what aspects of technique and style stood out the most? Sensory details, yada, yada, yada. 10 is find one nice example of that, copy and paste it here. And then find a spot where the writer does a nice job of showing rather than telling. So instead of saying how they felt, they get the reader to feel those feelings instead, and copy paste that here. And then find one spot in the essay where you would like to know a little bit more about what's going on. You maybe want to see a little bit more, hear a little bit more, feel a little bit more, and copy paste a line or two of that right there. All right, then you're going to submit this bad boy, and I've shown you how you're going to get your 20 points here with the criteria. So let me know if you have any questions, and good luck as you work on this.